3406.
Okay, we're back for the UV-K1, another video, this time for flashing the custom firmware, the third-party firmware, the one from Armel, F4HWN. That's his call sign, and he has named the firmware after it, of course. So let's see how to proceed flashing this firmware to the K1. Before proceeding, I would just like to say some things that I believe that they are important. One is that you should back up the calibration data of your Quansheng before going to the Armel firmware, as also Armel says himself. This is an advice that was given always, also for the K5. Most of the people didn't do it, and later they had problems when they wanted to restore their radio if something went wrong. So this is the most important advice that I can give at the moment, and unfortunately it's the one that people don't follow. So it's up to you guys. But please know that afterwards, if you don't have this calibration file and something goes wrong and you want to restore the K1 to the factory setting, you won't be able to, and you have been warned. The second thing is that Armel's firmware is in version 4.3.2. It's a fusion firmware, as he calls it. It's a mix for UV-K1 and UV-K5 version 3. Do not attempt to pass this firmware to the older K5s. You will ruin your radio, you will break it. Another common mistake, because people don't take the time to read. And of course, that it's in baby stages. It might seem that it's a complete firmware because it comes from the older K5 and it's at version 4.3, but as Armel said himself, it's still early. There will be errors. There will be errors in reception, there will be errors maybe in other aspects of the radio, so again you have been warned about this. Of course, it's up to you to try it and test it in everyday life and see how it goes. Everything that is reported back to Armel is good for everyone, since he will fix the errors. So let's proceed with the steps to pass this firmware to the UV-K1. First of all, I will have the link for the firmware and the other utilities that you need in the description of the video. Please follow those links and don't go and download a firmware from someone else. I still don't understand why people upload firmware files in Facebook, to say the truth. I wouldn't trust any file uploaded to Facebook for any reason. Armel's code is in GitHub. He has the binary files there, and I see zero reason to download them from Facebook groups that some random guys upload the files just to say, hey, here's what I found. Well, if you found something interesting, please put the link on it and don't upload the binary file. It's just stupid. Now, this is the link for the latest release, 4.3.2, for the F4HWN firmware. It's on GitHub, and if you go down here, you will see the binary files that you will need. There are two files that you need to download. This one, K1 Fusion 4.3.2, and this one. It's a Python file, F4HWN Chirp version 4.3.py. That's a Python file, and that's the driver needed for Chirp, so we will be able to program our radio. So after you download those two files and save them somewhere you can find them, you will go to this page. It's also by Armel. It's an online tool that will do all the procedure for you. We will get the calibration data from here, we will flash the firmware, and if necessary, we will restore the calibration to go back to factory settings. So let me open up the K1. So as you can see, I have the radio connected with the Kenwood plug and my FTDI cable. Now, the first thing we are going to do is power on our radio normally, and we will take the backup of the calibration data. This is the file that I told you before that you should back up, and this is a step that you should do 100%. Please don't skip this step, and also save this file somewhere safe. Later on, you might need it and you won't be able to use a file from another radio. It doesn't work like that. So you have been warned. I don't know what else to say. Also, another thing to say, this website doesn't work in browsers like Firefox, unfortunately. They don't have the necessary serial interface that is needed for the site to communicate with the radio. So you can use either Chrome or a Chrome-based browser like Brave, for instance, that I am using here at the moment. So let's dump the calibration data and save the file that we need for backup. It's the second tab over here, dump calib, okay. I have connected my radio as I showed you earlier. It's powered on in normal operation, and I just pressed dump calibration data. I will get a warning for selecting the COM port that the radio is connected. As you can see, it's this one in my laptop. So I just press connect, and a very quick procedure will get me my calibration .dat file, which I will save somewhere for safekeeping. The next step is to flash the firmware. So I suppose that you have already downloaded those files that I told you. This one, the K1 Fusion and the Chirp driver. And so we can proceed to the first tab where it says flash firmware. Now, in order to proceed, we have to put the radio in DFU mode, and we'll just power it off and power it on again, pressing PTT and on, where the screen will remain off and the LED light on the top will light. So now we're in DFU mode, and we will choose the file of the firmware of Armel. It's the .bin file. Okay, don't flash anything else. 432.bin K1 Fusion. And we press flash firmware. Again, we have to select the COM port, and the flashing has begun, as you can see. That's it. Obviously, as you saw on the screen, the K1 rebooted and it's already in the F4HWN firmware. So that was it. Very easy procedure. You just have to follow some steps. Please don't skip any of them and you will be fine. It's nothing difficult. Anyone can do it, but anyone can also do it wrong. Now, before closing this video, which was the flash procedure, I will just show how to connect to our radio with Chirp, since now we are in the F4HWN firmware and we can connect with Chirp and upload quickly our channels and our settings. So, assuming that you have the latest version of Chirp and you have selected here in the help menu this option which says developer mode, this will enable you to open third-party drivers, as we're going to do now for the Armel firmware. The driver is this file that I told you before, the chirp.py, the Python file. So we're going to find this file here from file load module. You will get a warning, yes. Let me open this file. Here it is. That's a Python file, a driver for communicating with the radio for Chirp. You just open it and you will see up here where it says module loaded. Okay. Now we can read our radio normally. Go to download radio. You will select this option. Yes, I know it says UV-K5. It's correct. This is the module that we loaded. Exumer plus F4HWN. This one. You will get another warning if you select it, of course. The COM port is correct. And you press OK. And as you can see, everything is downloaded to Chirp quickly and easily. All our settings are here. Everything that you need for F4HWN firmware is in here, as Armel made it very nice. So you can program your radio and you can test it with the third-party firmware to see how it goes. A last piece of advice that you should always check before proceeding when you pass to the new firmware, to the third-party firmware, is the battery. It's another common mistake that people make, and then they realize that the battery indication on the radio is wrong and they don't know when it's charged or not. That's because most of them don't change the battery type after flashing the new firmware. If you remember correctly, the K1 has two batteries. One is 1400 milliamps and the big one is 2500 milliamps. So you have to go to the settings from Chirp or from the menu of the radio and select the correct milliamps for your battery. Otherwise, your battery indicator will be all wrong and the charging procedure will be all wrong. So since I have the small battery right now in the radio, I will just select the 1400 milliamps and go and upload everything back to the radio so it will get the new setting. That was it. Simple, easy. Don't forget to do it. This was the flashing procedure of the F4HWN firmware of Armel's firmware version 4.3.2. The next video will be how to go back to the factory firmware. Thank you for watching. Press like if this video helped you, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.